Okay, time now for another Royal Roundup. Here to spill the tea once again is our royal expert, Patricia Treble. Patricia, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, hard to believe, but it's been 5 years since Harry and Meghan stepped away from being working royals, and they're the subject of a brand new Vanity Fair cover story. I think we've got it here. It's entitled American Hustle. Give us the highlights.
Oy. So this is an 8,000-word takedown of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It is jaw-dropping. Among the highlights and lowlights, I'm going to highlight three things. The first is they talk about a rumor in the book industry that Meghan's people were shopping around a book about post-divorce, as in her post-divorce from Harry. Yikes. Nothing came of it, but still, that was apparently being shopped around. And even more seriously, lots of incredibly detailed allegations of more bullying by Meghan. Lots of people talking to Vanity Fair. This follows, of course, the Hollywood Reporter article, which detailed a lot of bullying in North America. There's been bullying allegations in Britain. Now, of course, they deny what the negative stuff in Vanity Fair. One thing they can't deny is that Netflix went on the record to say that the $100 million that everyone said is what their deal's worth, not $100 million. So, yikes. I encourage everyone to read it. It's a really well-written piece, but it is pretty devastating, I think, for those two.
Yeah, do we know what the price is?
We don't know, but we know it's definitely below that. So, now, we always assumed it was going to be less than that because it's all, usually these contracts are performance-based, and they just haven't produced a lot of big hits. But for Netflix to go on and publicly say, is something.
Okay. All right. Tomorrow, Harry's court case against the tabloids begins.
Yep. So this is his case against, he's got a few out there.
Right.
This is his case against Rupert Murdoch's tabloids. And this is the one, it's going to be an epic showdown. He's been waiting for this for a very long time. He launched this in 2019 when he was still a working royal. And it's him and only one other going against Murdoch's people. It's going to be 8 weeks is the schedule. Harry is expected at some point to testify. 4 days of court dates for him. Likely February, likely after Invictus. They haven't quite figured it out yet. Even if he wins, though, here's the thing. British civil law, the way it's kind of these cases are set up, even if he wins, he could be on the hook for absolutely mammoth legal bills. I mean, another case, they're expected to be $70 million. This one is absolutely mammoth because it's been going on for so long. Yikes.
They might be hopeful that the Netflix deal is closer to $100 million.
I'm thinking they are going to be very hopeful, yes.
All right. Princess Catherine confirming that her cancer is in remission, and she paid a very emotional visit last week to the hospital where she received treatment.
This was the best of news. So she went to the Royal Marsden. This is a giant cancer hospital in the centre of London. It's a public hospital. It's an NHS hospital. And she was very much there as one of them. She had been a patient there. That's where she got her chemo. And so you could really see it as she was talking with the patients and the staff. I mean, she knew. She was talking about having her port inserted. That's how she got her chemo. It's a permanent thing that was in for 6 months. And, talking about all the different treatments. And you could tell she was just happy to be there. And it's going to be a permanent connection because she and William are now joint patrons of the Royal Marsden.
Okay. All right. On a lighter note, Prince William recently shocked some soccer fans. Tell us why.
Okay, so he was in Birmingham for a paramedic conference, and he had some time to kill at the train station. And so what do? You go into a pub, you order a round, and you start talking with fellow Aston Villa fans, because Birmingham is the home of Aston Villa. He loves Aston Villa. Talk about long suffering. So he had cider, a lot of them had beer. Talk about long suffering. Now, they even put the Canadian hockey fans to shame because Aston Villa has not won the FA Cup since '57. And he loves this team. So all they were talking about is just what they're doing, how they're doing, what's going to happen. Here's the good news. They won that night. So maybe it kind of rubbed off.
Very nice. All right. And speaking for Canadian hockey fans everywhere, because we haven't seen the Stanley Cup here in what?
93.
Right. So
not that I'm counting.
This is your year, Aston Villa. That's what we say every year when it comes to Canadian hockey. This is your year.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, Patricia, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate this morning.